Hi guys! With back to school starting up, as a teacher, have you been stressed out trying to figure out which items were most important to stock up on for your students? As a parent, have you been stressed out with your huge supply list trying to figure out which ones were the most important ones to get because you couldn't get them all right now? Or maybe you have not gotten your child's school list yet and you wanted to take advantage of the school sales going on right now, and you're trying to figure out which items you should buy that would be useful in your child's classroom. Well, today I'm going to tell you what my top 10 school supply items are for my students, what I stock up on, and I'm going to tell you the order in which I stock up on these items. Naturally, you don't have to follow my list because every class is different, every student is different, teachers are different, and some teachers prefer different items, but the items I'm going to be talking about are items that most people use. Hopefully this will help you out a little bit and help to relieve some of that back to school shopping stress. So let's begin. The number one item that I stock up on in my classroom are pencils. And out of all the pencils, I prefer the basic yellow simple Ticonderoga pencils. I prefer these pencils because they sharpen really well. They last a long time. The lead does not break that easily, and they write really nicely. So this is my number one item on my list, and this is the brand I always tend to buy. Some people also like the USA Gold, which I also do have, but this is my number one preferred pencil. As a teacher, the second item I like to stock up on are erasers. And my preference are the rectangular pink erasers because many different brands sell them, and also they tend to go on sale during back to school. It's a personal preference on whether or not you want to have erasers in your classroom, but it's an item that I always stock up on. The third item I tend to stock up on are notebooks. It could either be spiral notebooks or composition books, but I always stock up on notebooks. We use notebooks for math, we use them for writing, we use them for a lot of different things. So definitely stock up on notebooks. The fourth items that I stock up on are folders. A lot of times students don't bring folders in, and as much as I would prefer to get binders, I can't afford to buy binders for the whole class every year. So I just buy the 3-prong folders, and they look like this inside. These are pretty affordable, and if a student doesn't have a folder, then it's so easy to give them to the students to use to take home homework, notes, all kinds of things. So definitely stock up on these. The fifth item that I like to stock up on in my classroom are crayons. We use a lot of crayons, so I like to make sure that my students all have a pack for themselves. My preference are the Crayola Crayons 24 pack. Because there are a lot of colors, a lot of variety, and the crayons tend to have a nice vibrant color compared to some other brands that I've used. And Crayola tends to go on sale a lot at many different stores, so they're easy to find and I can get them for a pretty good price. So Crayola crayons are definitely my number 5 item on the list. Number 6 on my list is a really good pair of scissors, and what I prefer are blunt scissors. Many teachers prefer the Fiskars brand because they do last a long time, and I also like the Westcott brand as well. It works just as well and lasts really long. The only main difference that I notice between these two scissors is that the grip part for the fingers tend to be smaller on the Westcott scissors as compared to the ones on the Fiskars scissors. Other than that, they both work really well cutting paper, and I haven't noticed any differences between the two. Number 7 on my list is glue. Some people prefer liquid glue and then they put them on glue sponges, or they just have kids use them that way. Other people prefer glue sticks. It doesn't matter, it's up to you what you want in your class, but I definitely stock up on glue because we use glue on a lot of projects, especially during the holidays, and the kids go through it quickly. So yes, I stock up on glue, especially when it's on sale during back to school. Number 8 on my list are dry erase markers. Honestly, you can have the students use whatever brand you want, but I kind of like Expo dry erase markers. I tend to find them on sale, so that's what I use. students tend to lose the caps or not cover them really good. So I always make sure I have a bunch extra, and we do use these on dry erase boards a lot. Number 9 on my list are these 10 classic broadline markers by Crayola. I know that there are many different brands out there, and it doesn't matter what others tend to use, but when I stock up on markers, I always buy the Crayola brand because they tend to be really bright and last really long. I usually tend to find them for about $1 on sale, so that's when I always stock up. Number 10 on my list are 12-inch rulers. We use these towards the later part of the year, so that's why I tend to put that as number 10, because I know that I can buy it a little bit later in the year when funds are replenished, and so that's why it's number 10. I want them to all be able to work on their own independently with their own ruler, so that's why I have a class set of rulers in my classroom. So now that you have seen my top 10 items of school supplies that I like to stock up on for my students, that'll give you a better idea of perhaps what items you might want to get for your classroom. Of course, our list might be different, and there might be things that are more important to you than they are to me, but it doesn't matter because all students are different, classes are different, and you know, it's just preference. It's all based on preference. So thank you for watching. I hope you like and subscribe and have a wonderful day.